We lose Saquon, right? What's our identity going to be on offense now?
Upgrade the offensive line, and you're paying the guy $40 million. It's not to hand the ball off to a $12 million back.
Saquon Barkley showing some speed.
What broke?
Saquon, 3 years, 37.75. We worth up to 46.7.
So he got north of that.
26 guaranteed.
All right. We're going to be fine.
Kind of felt like it was like, you know, kind of a little disrespectful, to be honest, because it's kind of like a slap in the face. But you go see what you are worth, and then if you're worth that, we'll see if you're worth it, and maybe we'll match it.
I don't blame the Giants at all for not paying Saquon Barkley.
He's dead to us. Because he won't say it.
You're dead to us, Saquon. Good luck. You're dead to me.
Okay. I'm expecting a monster year from Saquon.
No, and I think the Giants are not particularly well run, but I think this was a good decision. I wouldn't pay that guy, make him the third highest paid running back in the league on a second contract for year 6. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a difference maker for the Eagles.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to be a difference maker.
This week, if they decide to play him against the Giants, hurdles his way into the secondary here. Saquon Barkley. And 2,000 for the season for Saquon Barkley.
No, this is not the team that should have been spending almost $13 million a year on a running back. But it sounds fun and it's exciting.
Saquon will take it the distance.
Are you a little surprised by the vitriol? I mean, they're burning your jersey in the parking lot.
That was crazy.
I'm going to have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that.
We lose Saquon, right?
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites, we are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. I'm your host, Randall Horn. Along with me tonight, to my right, my brother Don Schro. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? How we doing?
Not bad. Good week for us, Good week.
Yeah, good.
That's
Very
it.
good week.
Very good week. Very good week.
Very good.
Across the table, you know him, you love him. Dr. Mike on the mic. What's going on, Brett Turner? How's it going, brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, we missed you last week, man. We missed you.
I missed you all.
Practice was good?
Yeah, man.
Good. All the way across the table, in the corner.
What's up?
Robert B. Alec checking out stats or something on his phone.
Statistician.
Oh, he's watching. Just trying to make it interesting. How you doing tonight, Robert?
Good. You?
Not bad.
Good.
Tired. I feel a little bit drained today, but it's all good. We're here. We're ready to rock and roll. We got a great episode for everybody tonight.
Yo, what's up, Adam?
We got Adam in here already. Oh, snap. We got Adam and we got Chow out in here. What's going on? He told me today he was going to be ready to rock and roll as soon as we got on. Do want to let everybody know out there that tonight we are, again, of course, coming to you live from beautiful Varsity Park Studios here at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. Also want to give a little shout out to Brotherly Love Nation for that opening video. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was a nice edit right there.
Brotherly Love Nation, man. I found that one, dude. Awesome video. Like I loved it.
I always like seeing the haters get put in their place.
Oh yeah,
Loved it.
absolutely.
Because Saquon doesn't chirp, he just lets his actions speak for themselves.
And like I was saying earlier, Annie Up, that's my jam. I'm like, that gets me pumped every time I hear it. But again, big thanks to Brotherly Love Nation for the video. Want to throw our shout out and our thanks to Josh Richards, our man behind the scenes, keeping us rocking and rolling, especially down to the last second. Technical difficulties till the last second. He's like, dude, I got this. No worries. So
Appreciate
thank you
you, brother.
again, Josh. Josh, for keeping us rocking and rolling.
Josh.
And, of course, we want to thank all you guys out there, guys and gals out there, for watching the podcast, for being a part of the Sports Bites family, for all the likes and the comments.
Thanks for checking in already,
Yeah,
y'all.
for the subscribers out there. Yeah, we've got people in already. We got this thing jumping, rocking and rolling. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much. And again, don't stop hitting that like button. Don't stop sharing this thing. Get some more subscribers. Tell your people about it. Get everybody on board the Sports Bites train. Let's get this thing rolling.
All right.
That's like my favorite part. Like just
staying hot, everybody. Getting acquainted. You know, we got a good episode coming up. We're just going to get settled in a little bit.
Absolutely. Got some really good stuff on board.
Good.
Yeah, and got a nice little special something at the end we haven't gotten to do before. So I'm happy to announce that one at the end. I think that's going to be a fun way to end this thing.
Okay.
But as we always do, I'm a little hungry.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
turn this thing over to our director of snack
start with some
content,
snacks.
Brent
All
Turner.
right.
Director
Awesome.
himself.
Y'all ready? Okay. So we've got Randy. Now, Randy brought in something. I brought in a few things. So I brought 2 spicy things. So let's kind of do a spicy, something different. Some spicy, something different.
I'm down.
All right, mix the match.
So right now we're going to lead off with new.
He's excited about these.
I have been pumped on
The
these. I've been
golden bag.
waiting to try these. Doritos
Right in the golden
golden
ticket, baby.
sriracha. Okay, so now I know of red sriracha. I love it. It's a very good condiment.
Yes.
It can make
Golden.
crappy Asian food much better.
It's gonna be gold.
So this is golden sriracha. Now I don't know if that's like a different pepper, whatever. It's probably gonna taste the same, but
We'll see.
we'll see. So,
Probably just branding.
okay. It already smells pretty good.
All right. Well, that's a good sign.
All right, let me pass these around. There you go. There,
Very
boy,
gold.
I like how Doritos just, is always coming up with new stuff.
I'll tell you right now, when it comes
Gotta
to like
keep it-
the specialized flavors and
Gotta
stuff,
keep it new,
Doritos got Lay's number.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they got Lay's number 100%.
Oh, man.
No, they're neck and neck.
I think they got them. I think they got them.
smells all
Let's
right.
see what we
They
got.
got-
Tangy and sweet.
Yeah. So
Tangy
here we
and
go.
sweet.
Golden Sriracha Doritos. Here we go. Yeah,
That's sriracha, all
I
right.
can dig it.
Okay.
Not too spicy. Very, very little.
Okay, it's picking up a little bit on the back end.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
It's very similar to the purple bag Doritos. The
Yeah.
spicy sweet. The
You said spicy.
Species white. Yep.
Spicy
I got
sweet.
you.
Yeah. Spicy sweet chili.
It's like that with no sweet. Like very little sweet to it. I don't get
Like
a
a
ton
little
of
more
sweet.
garlic.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
like a little
Yeah.
more garlic to it.
Yeah. It's good. It's not bad. It's new.
Yeah. Yeah, I can dig that.
I don't hate them.
Might not be one I choose.
I do get a little sweetness, but
Yeah,
I like the
not.
golden bag.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy. Like you see that in the store, you're at least gonna look at it.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Very shiny.
All right. Okay. Cool. So
Not bad.
next, we'll try these. And these are from Wegmans.
Yep.
So shout out Rachel for grabbing these. Randy, thanks for bringing them. Parmesan garlic. I mean,
I love me some parm
I
garlic
do
wings.
too, and you know what? A lot of places make that. The only place that gets it right, in my opinion, is B-Dubs.
Oh well, yeah, of course. Like
Those chips-
They're the gold standard of
McAdoo's is
Parmesan
closed. A
garlic.
couple of places are closed. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right, let's see what we got here. Chips. Digging the ruffle chip too.
Parmesan gold.
Now I will say I don't see a lot of seasoning or anything on them, so I'm wondering how much flavor these things are gonna actually have.
Okay.
None.
But it might not.
Little to none.
It's
All right. Wegmans Parmesan garlic flavored potatoes.
He's had
All right, here we
these
go.
before. He's had these before. They don't taste much.
I do. Not overpowering.
Pretty bland.
I get the Parmesan.
No garlic really.
Tasting like a wavy lay.
You know, it tastes like those frozen mashed potatoes you get in like a TV dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they taste like.
potato.
Maybe the seasoning. Because it's been sitting in there.
I've never seen this technique before.
Yeah.
Maybe they're so bland because the seasoning's in the
Well,
bottom.
they've been sitting in there for a while, and I'm like, you never know.
I was wondering what he was doing.
Yeah, to me, they just taste kind of like a salty potato chip with a little bit of Parmesan.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got I don't think it's very good Parmesan. It's like
I
a
didn't
foot.
hate much garlic.
Yeah, it's like a foot.
Like a foot.
I don't know about a foot, but
You been licking feet lately?
It tastes like nothing.
yeah, it tastes like a potato chip.
I don't know about that. Let me try it.
Man's been licking feet lately.
And also, people in the chat, if you're snacking right now, what are you snacking on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you guys are chilling, Adam.
So I just got one that has a little bit more, but it's like 1 out of every 15 chips.
Yeah.
That's not enough for me.
All right.
Well,
So now we're going to go back to a spicy one.
all right, what we got?
Are you familiar with the show? I guess it's a show. I've never watched it, but Hot Ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, these are Pringles and Hot Ones.
Oh man.
Why don't you just ask him, have you been awake for the last
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some people might not stay plugged in, but
I think
this is
everyone's
Hot
heard of
One
Hot Ones.
Chili Verde. Hot One. Okay. It's like a Verde
Oh,
salsa.
God.
All right.
Okay. I'm just grabbing
Yeah,
that little
mouthful.
stack right there.
I like the one where they had Idris Elba on there.
Okay.
Like,
And he's like mad at the producer.
he like takes the
Oh,
bite
man.
and chokes.
Bro, these smell spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's
They
mine.
are.
Yeah, I'm just going for it.
Whoa. I got a spicy one.
Oh,
They're all spicy. I don't think it's like a
Yeah, no,
a magic,
I got a lot. I got a lot
mystery
of
jelly
seasoning
bean
on this.
situation.
They are very well seasoned.
I don't
All right.
know.
No, hold on.
I want to be able to.
You
talk.
get it? You get it all up front.
It's immediate. It's immediate.
You get it
It's
all up
as soon
front.
as you put it in your mouth.
It's mellowing out. of
Josh would love that.
But it's definitely got
Oh,
that.
wow.
I'm gonna leave it to the end.
The Verde is there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm good. I'm gonna
You
leave
definitely.
the, I get the lime. I get the
I don't do good
cilantro.
with
I
that
get
hot. I don't.
I
I
get
get like
the
half a
heat.
drink. I'm good.
Wow.
Let me see.
I want more though. They're good.
They're not so spicy like they're unedible or anything, but
No, but for a snack like that.
but for a chip, those are pretty hot.
What?
Like,
Which sauce is this on? Like I know what the name of the sauce is. I'm talking
don't know.
about on the show.
I don't know.
we got somebody
In
else
their
in here who
line
just
of
jumped
fucking
in.
sauces,
It might be that
which
sauce.
one?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't point to this sauce and say that sauce, okay? I know it's this sauce that's on the fucking can.
I've never watched the show.
Okay.
This sauce.
Yo.
Dude, yeah.
On the show,
Oh, my
there's
God.
an order
waiting.
that you go
I didn't
with
eat
from
it.
least
Oh,
hot to
I
hottest.
didn't eat it. I'm waiting.
And I was asking
it, dude.
which one
Eat it.
on their least hot
Bro.
to hottest.
Bro.
Can't do hot. Man.
Bro, eat it.
I only got half a fucking.
I'll
I
find
only got
out,
half a
Brent.
drink right here.
We got water out there. Bro.
I don't do good with hot, man.
How you gonna do the review if you don't eat it?
I'll eat it at the end.
Woo! Makes you feel alive, bro.
These are hot.
Who's our
good on-
who's
I'm
our
good
other
on
person who's in here? We got 7 in the messages. Who's number 7?
7.
Woo!
Maybe 10.
I like those.
10 message me right
They were a
there.
little intense at first, but yeah, I'm digging it.
They're probably like a 8 out of 10 spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do good with spice.
Sorry. I'm trying to open
I'm buying Josh Richards a tube of those. I'm buying them.
He loves hot.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Last thing I got.
Josh, you're missing out on the snacks.
Twizzlers filled twist. Sweet and sour. One is
Twizzlers
the red
filled
is cherry
twist.
picks, and the yellow is citrus punch.
Okay.
We got a variety.
Grab you a
pack.
red and a yellow. They were boytown? No.
No, it's a 0 for me.
can't do
I will never eat a Twizzler. No, they will never be. No. They don't stand a chance.
Didn't you used to want them?
Don't stand a chance.
Yeah. Robert shut that shit down quick. He was like, nope.
Nope.
That's like on the Verde.
Here we go.
I'm doing the yellow
do
first.
that.
Little red.
I'm gonna do combo. Combo.
That citrus is nice up against the hot wing.
Yeah, it is. Not gonna lie. That sour is good with the
How many first bite didn't taste like Play-Doh?
Is it Los Calientos?
I got a Play-Doh taste. Oh gosh.
Okay, so in season 6, this was number 5.
That was 5. What's it go up to?
That one has 36,000 Scoville rating. It goes up to number 10, which is the Hot Ones, the Last Dab Redux, which is 2 million plus.
All right.
To put it in perspective, the 2 million plus, those
Not bad.
Blazing knockout wings we did way back when, those are hotter than that.
Now this is one of their hottest ones that they do. It's usually at the top of the list that I've bought before, and we had at Famous Anthony, the Bomb. We had this.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I bought it and I just left it at Anthony's, and the first time that I bought it, I can't remember his name, but he just took the bottle, put it in like just dumped a bunch of it into like a pan and just put it on the grill and cooked up like a piece of chicken and dumped the chicken in there and just mixed it up. And that's how we first tried this sauce.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was awful.
Man.
We got this stuff. We've got a guy that I work with, really good dude. His name's Stephen Hall Jr. Great dude, funny guy. Known him for years. He eats hot stuff like you've never seen. Like I always joke, I'm like, dude, something's wrong with your stomach. Like you got to go to a doctor or something. So we got this stuff called Regret, and it's an
I know all about Regret.
Right. It's an extract. It's not a sauce. It's a full-on extract. It's not a sauce. It's a little bitty bottle like that big. We got this stuff. I ordered it for him. I was like, I'll buy it if you try it. He's like, okay, yeah, go ahead. So we get this stuff, and it comes in, and I'm like, I touch it with my fingertip, and I put it on my tongue, and I mean, it lit me up to the point where I had hiccups. I thought I was gonna get sick from like how hot it was. Steven pours it on a plate and starts dunking. What was it? I want to say it was like chicken tenders or something. And he's just dunking them into the extract and just munching down on them. Not the first bead of sweat. Not the first or anything like that. Dude just eats it. Dude's got an iron stomach like I've never seen before. But that stuff right there, those are good.
You think
those
you
are
can
hot.
stomach those Twizzlers? You think you can stomach the Twizzlers?
Nope.
He said nope.
I don't know. I don't mind
No,
them. I like the tropical citrus or whatever. The cherry's pretty good too.
Consistency is disgusting. It's like rubber.
That's what I do.
Like chewing rubber.
You said,
like taffy.
Like no.
Yeah.
No.
The feeling wasn't bad.
It's nothing like taffy.
Softer.
It is nothing like taffy.
It's good. Good stuff.
Dude, shout. We got to try them, dude. I'm going to have to get some, bring them to work for everybody. We got to try them. All right. Well, man, hey. Those.
Some good, some surprising.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Ooh, all right. Well, still got a little water in the eye.
Surviving from that shit.
Some hot takes tonight, so get the spicy Pringles.
Oh, yeah, that's the hot take right there. That's the hot take.
That is a hot take.
Whew. All right. Well, let's talk some sports.
Bye.
The stage is set. The stage is set.
Cotton.
Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, February 9th, Super Bowl in New Orleans. I know probably not what the majority of America wanted to see.
You can't help but feel some bear on this side of the table.
Yeah.
And that side of the table, super stoked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I'm still. I'm anticipating how things will actually go in the game. Like, we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy that we made it to the show.
Yes, sir.
It was a good season. It was a good season to be a Philadelphia fan.
I remember Philly fans wanting to fire the coach early in the season.
2 weeks in, yeah.
2 weeks in.
Yeah, I'm like talking about Sirianni's. I'm like, dude,
Randall.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, Sirianni was never the problem last year when we tanked. We needed new coordinators. You had a defensive and offensive coordinator who were completely incompetent. They weren't doing their jobs.
Exactly.
We needed guys to come in and be able to do what they needed to, and we got that now. So, House said Modelo's. So we had two big games this last weekend. Two big conference championship games. I want to start. Let's go ahead and start with the NFC Championship. Washington and Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, this is the first visit to the NFC Championship for Washington since 1991.
They were coming in with momentum, going to Detroit on the road, beating the shit out of Detroit.
Yes.
You're like, you kind of be like, ooh, you're running a little tight.
Yeah.
Those teams usually lose the next week after those wins, though.
Usually. Mm-hmm. But they got to play the game.
Right.
Adam said Philly was just too much for him. So, talking to other sports fans throughout the last couple of days, the thing about it to me was I don't think the score at the end truly showed how close that game really was most of the way through.
Right.
Do I think we had the majority control? Yeah, I think we did. It was also a game that if we'd have made a couple more mistakes, could have easily turned around, earlier mid third quarter, and we really end up with a dogfight. There for a minute, I thought that's where we were heading.
I mean, that's what Washington was banking. I mean, they were throwing it all out with the fake punt.
Yeah.
They came in there with a little bit of momentum, and
they even
the key in the game. You said it
before that.
It was going to be they needed to play it perfect and then just have everything go their way. Last week in Detroit, they got 5 turnovers off Detroit. That's why they lost the game. Philly wasn't going to turn the ball over. Hurts does not throw picks. Saquon's not going to fumble. So they needed all of that to go their way, and it just didn't. And they were just overmatched in this game.
I think by the end of it, I think you could see even the way it started. Washington with an 18-play drive.
Mm-hmm. 2 fourth downs.
2 fourth downs. And I still think to this day, that third, fourth down where they went ahead and kicked the field goal, they wanted it. They wanted to go for it. They still wanted, but you start playing odds. You go 3 fourth downs on a drive, and you feel almost like you're trying to establish your dominance on those drives.
I get it, but you want to take the points though.
Yeah.
I think if Philly had gotten the ball first and scored, then they would have come out like, okay, well, they just scored. We need to go match them.
Mm-hmm. Too many people think that it's playing Madden and like picking up a 4th down and 5 or 6 is just like, this is easy.
Yeah.
It's not. You're right there. Like, yeah. Now, if you can you go the entire game kicking field goals and winning? No. But can you go the entire game going for it on 4th down and not getting any fucking points? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's the first quarter, the first drive. Kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, and
like I get going for the first 2 4th downs. Okay. Yeah. Like you're out of field goal range. You're not quite in the field goal range. Like the people that are saying, "Oh, that's pussy stuff." You go for it on 4th down just to kick it on the 3rd, 4th. Yeah, because it was a lot longer 4th down, and they're in an easy field goal range. You
Absolutely.
Fucking stupid idiot. Go play Madden.
Yes. No, I 100% agree, because the second one was a stretch.
Idiot.
The second one, for Zane Gonzalez to come out, they were putting him in a bad position early. I think that they made the right call, trying to go for it and get him a little bit closer.
Right.
And it worked out. I mean, they got the 3. They got the 3 that they wanted.
They
on
didn't
the first
lose
drive. They
because
got
they
points.
kicked a field goal that drive. They lost because they couldn't hold on to the ball and they couldn't stop Saquon.
Yeah, Philly let them know. Philly let them know first play of the game. They kicked the field goal, first play of the game. Saquon 60 yards touchdown.
You can't do that against Philly, especially.
You're not expecting to give up a 1-play touchdown, but
can't do what?
It's happened how many times this year? Where he's gone 60-plus yards, 12, 13?
But you can't do what against Philly?
You can't have an 18-play drive and get away with 3 points. Like you got to go.
On the road, you still got to get points.
Hold on, I understand the ethics of obviously you need to get points. It was 4th and 3. It's not a hard 3. They were 30 for 35 on 4th downs. They made every 4th down against Detroit. Every drive where they had a 4th and 3, 4th and 4 against Detroit, They went for it no matter what.
So would they have been better off
You got to be aggressive.
going 19 plays and no points, or 18 plays and 3 points?
But 4th and 3, you got 4th and 6 and 4th and 5.
Again,
I'm
you're
gonna go.
just putting it like it's like
You got to go
it's
with
automatic.
the opposite. You're 30 for 35. I'm going with that.
How many times did the Bills get stopped on 4th and 1? It's not automatic.
I don't think they did. But.
We don't have an auto
you're
4th
right.
and 1 play.
You're 100%. I do agree with you as far as it's easy for people to be like, well, you just keep going for 4th. I think that in the last few years, the NFL, the mentality of head coaches has gotten to that where it's 4th down. You look at 15 years ago, coaches on 4th down were nothing close to as aggressive as they are now. Now it used
Analytics is in the game
It used to be
now.
4th and 1, and that was your only opportunity, and you didn't go for 4th and 1 or less unless you were on the other side on their side of the 50 or anything like that. And now it's like, well, no, if we're anywhere close to the 50 and anything less than like 4th and 5, 4th and 6, a lot of teams you see going for this because they want to establish that momentum. They want to continue to establish that, hey, we want to be the dominant. We want to be the alpha team out here. I thought the first drive was great. Donnie pointed it out. I was saying when we got off the field, I was like, it was a great drive. I'm happy we held them to 3. My concern at the time was, I'm like, for the first drive, defense was out there a lot. I'm like, that was a tough defense.
Then they went right back out there because they scored a touchdown on 1 play.
But Donnie did bring up a good point. He was like, here's the thing.
No, I get it.
And he said, here's the thing, I think Bryce is in. He goes, so here's the thing, defense, we've got plenty of legs to switch in and out on defense. Their O-line was in playing every single snap. Their O-line doesn't, you're not switching your O-line out. So those guys are just as gassed as the defense would be, if not more. But I will say this, I got to give Donnie credit for this. It was kind of the fun beginning of the game. It got stressful there for a little bit. When we got the ball, first play, Donnie looks and he's like, watch. He was like, Saquon breaking a big one. It's about to happen. He really.
But that with Donnie saying that though, that's like
you say that 60 times.
That's like saying, hey, the sky's blue. You're saying
we walked together and I said that. Please.
Well, so
not one.
It's going in his head every game though. Like it's happening.
I never said it out loud, did I?
This is the one.
So
did it happen?
He calls that one. Goes for the big one. We're celebrating.
Yes,
they get the ball back. They start driving. They start driving down the field.
Be so mad.
They got on the other side of the 50, and I'm like, man, we held them on that first drive, long drive. We score in 1 play. This is a chance to really kind of set the tone early if we can get a hold here. And they kept chipping away. And I go, God, this play, we need a turnover right here. Donnie's standing right beside me. I'm like, we need a turnover right here. And literally 2 seconds after I say it,
is that when
turnover.
De'Ami Brown fumbled?
Yep. And so, and dude, he was pissed. I knew he was going to come out and make a catch on their next drive because when he came out, you could tell he was going to coaches and to Jay like, dude, give me the rock. Just let me do it again. But so it was kind of cool. And then their next offensive drive, when they lined up for punt and we're sitting there watching and we see their up back start going like this and motion and moving it. And I was like, there's no way they're going for a fake right here.
I didn't know y'all were Nostradamus over here.
Well, but I mean,
I called you Saquon. I called you fake punt.
No,
it was obvious.
I didn't call the fake punt. I didn't call the fake punt. I just said
together.
I didn't call the fake punt.
Your spidey senses went.
But no, I did. I was like, you got to watch for it. I'm like, watch for a fake punt with them motioning like that, and none of the guys are moving. Watch for something. But even me, I was like, where they're at, they're on like the 30. Like, there's no way they're fake punting it from right there. They had nuts. I'll give them that.
Tresley, punt god,
dude. It was a beautiful little lob pass. I'm like, it was close. I know that there was some coaches on the sideline for Washington that puckered up when they saw that ball go up the air.
Oh,
like,
you know that backup tight end. Once he got past Trotter Jr., his eyes probably got this big.
Oh, dude.
Oh, they're throwing it.
Biggest dinner plate.
But they were fighting there. But just throughout the game, Philly just proved that they're just maulers. They're just on both sides of the ball.
Other than the first big Saquon run, I feel like for the first half, both teams made the other team earn everything. I think that in the second half, when we started pulling away, obviously it got a little easier for our offense because when you start having that big lead, your guys can play a little looser. They know, hey, just protect the ball, but go do what you do. when you are in Washington's position mid to late third quarter, and like I've been saying, like you get into kind of comeback mode. You're not out of the game, but you know you need to really kind of turn it up and get back in the game. And the problem with that is you hit a high risk, high reward moment where every play you do, you have to execute perfectly to get back in it. And if you don't, the mistakes become bigger. The shortfalls become bigger. Everything is keyed in. Everything looks huge. And I think that just helped us kind of solidify things in. And even then, points wise, if it was a regular season game at the beginning of the fourth, I'm like, this game's done. I'm good. For an NFC championship, it wasn't until we were halfway through the fourth before I was like, all right, I think we just punched our ticket. Like, I think we're good. It was an exciting game. I do want.
That's because you're a fan, and so you were stressed out. But
of course,
like I said,
it's
when
nice
I started
to have
playing
a nice,
Xbox
easy
at
crock
halftime,
pot
I
win.
watched the second half.
It was a nice, easy win for you
the
guys.
game was.
Yeah,
Washington wasn't doing anything.
Well, and like I said, I think we had control. Like throughout, I think the control was there.
I've said a crock pot win.
They were
nice and easy win.
Go Bills.
First,
I'll give.
First quarter, but it was this nice, easy win. Philly was dominant in the game, and you just kind of felt that.
One thing as a fan that gets tough though is seeing your team jump out quick. One play score by Saquon, offense pops off, and you're looking good, and then you know that your team's not going to keep doing that the whole game. They'll level off, and it will become a game. That does almost kind of make it I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it almost levels you off too. Like you're excited, you're amped up, you're like, dude, we're walking down the field with this thing, and then it levels off, and they start, kind of keeping the score level all the way through, and you're like, well, damn. I hope that we don't, because historically, Philly, in years past, has done a really good job of letting our foot off the gas. Usually in the second half. Yeah. We used to be in the early 2000s, everyone was like, oh, we're a second half team. In the 2010s and up, we tend to let our foot off the gas in the second half. But I do want to. What's up? We got Ronnie. We got Ronnie over here.
Bill suck.
Ronnie.
I do want to talk a little bit about Washington. I do want to talk about them because they played a good game. They did. Couple mistakes here and there that ended up being costly, but their team in general. I want to talk about the move that they're moving forward with. They have a great team, a lot of young players.
They're way ahead of schedule.
100%. And now you have a coach, and appears to be some good coordinators working with him too.
A good quarterback. There's for the first time in the DC. There's optimism.
Yeah, there's growth.
And there was optimism coming into the season just because they got the new coach, new owner, new quarterback. And you didn't know how it was all going to go. Mm-hmm. Then they come out and they make it to the NFC Championship game. I mean, way ahead of schedule. And so now going into this season, this offseason, it's like, okay, we're not a doormat in the NFC East anymore. Mm-hmm. The Giants can do that.
Yeah.
We are here. We're gonna make good choices in the draft. We're gonna pay the players that need to be paid. And this part of this is later on is what moves me. But some of this I'll touch on the skins later. But it's optimism in the district, and I think they're one of those fan bases in the NFL. Like as long as you're, I don't want to say they deserve it, but they've been suffering a long time. Yeah. Not that I would ever root for the Browns to do anything special, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I agree with you completely on that. And I think that now going into the offseason for Washington, for years, I feel like Washington is like, God, we've got a laundry list of things we have to replace and we have to fill, and we got to get this need and this need and this need and this need. And now Washington has an offseason where they can say, hey, we're solid at a lot of this. Now we got to tweak a couple things here and there.
We got to attack this defense. We've got to attack this defense.
Yeah, but now they're not focusing, like so many years of, we got to have a quarterback to fix everything. You keep him healthy, and you've got a quarterback that's going to probably be very, very good for you for a long time. Could he have a sophomore slump? Yes, so many of them have.
It reminds me of, it's the last time they had good quarterback play since McNabb went down there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Keep it up.
No, I like how they prepared. I mean, excluding that first play where Saquon broke like 5 tackles and ran to the house, they bottled him up most of the game. He got a few short touchdowns in the red zone. Their game plan was good. However, we went back to old school, back when Nick Foles was quarterback. We did RPO. So every time he tried to hand it to Saquon, that's where most of the eyes were. Then he dumped to Goddard, dumped to Brown, dumped to Smith. That was a majority of the offense, excluding that first play. Saquon didn't do too much except for, like I said, those 2 4 or 5 yard touchdowns. And it was a lot of Jalen making the plays, and he was getting most of the touchdowns. He was having most of the reads. You got to give it to him. Like, Saquon had a great game, but Jalen controlled that whole game.
A lot of questions.
Good words on Washington.
Yeah,
They got a lot of
I didn't
hope.
get to talk about the game. I was letting y'all
There's a lot of hope for him for sure, but ask the Bengals what that means.
True.
Because they got to the Super Bowl. And they struggled to even make it to the playoffs since then. So there is hope, but it's not just a foregone conclusion that like, oh, they're here.
No, anything can happen. And with the Bengals, in all honesty, the Bengals to me are a consistently good team. Injury is what has kept them from really being able to do what they want to do. This year, you had T. Higgins going down early, and again, he's a number 2 receiver, but he's a huge part of their offense.
Yeah, but their offense wasn't their problem. Their offense, they scored a shitload of points. Like it's the team. Like I'm not saying that they're not like, oh, they're done, they're not going. Like
no, but I get what you're saying, 100%. And I mean, honestly, their defense, they just need Vontaze Burfict back.
Even Dan Campbell told the Lions last year when they lost the NFC Championship, he was like, we may not get back to here. Like it's hard to get here. So
yeah, I mean, wholeheartly agree. And the Bengals is a good analogy for that. A good comparison. I think it's. I love the NFC East. Even the rivals that I don't like, I love our division. I think that we have a super hyped up division. I love the rivalry games are always intense. It doesn't matter if a team
is only a 2-team division.
That's not necessarily always the case. Maybe the majority of the time right now, but I mean,
3 or 4 years ago.
I mean, Dallas got a new head coach, and all they need is a couple things here and there, maybe a new quarterback in the draft or something.
Maybe they're all in this year.
But in all seriousness, our division it sways every couple years. I mean, it really can. It doesn't take much.
It's every year.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah.
No, there hasn't been a repeat winner of the division in over 20 years.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that stat was still going.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yep.
Who won it last year?
Cowboys.
Oh.
And but
demise at the end of the year.
While we're still talking about it, before we move on, I do want to talk one little shout out. Jalen, the big story for him coming into the game was how that knee was. A lot of talk about, is he going to be mobile? Is he going to sit back? Are we going to just hand the ball off the whole game? Are they going to let him go out and be him or what? I really liked the fact that early other than the first drive where Saquon did it in one play, on the next drive, they still let him show, no, I'm still going to be able to do everything. I had a lot of hope when they came out and they showed, there is no brace. He has no limitations. Mm-hmm. As a fan, you always worry a little bit, are they blowing smoke at the other team just so they don't know what's going on? But my big thing was, before the game, I watched the warm-ups. Cam Jurgens, all-pro center, awesome.
So he got a bump back?
So he had hurt his back earlier in the week.
Injury.
And I guess it came from practice. Came from a practice injury maybe, because they said they were asking how it happened, and he was just a lot of fighting.
Maybe from that game.
And from he was fine after the game. It happened at the beginning of the week.
Damn.
But so they talked about what the backup plan is. You move Landon Dickerson to the center. We got another guy coming in from Alabama. I think I don't think he's a rookie. I think he's a second-year guy. They said even if we bring him in, he's one of the biggest offensive linemen we have. They said with him on the line, our offensive line was over 1,700 pounds.
That's a lot of beef.
That's a lot of beef. And
A lot of beef.
They said they were like, he is completely capable of covering Landon Dickerson's place, and Landon took first team center snaps all week. So they were kind of planning for it. But to see the fight that our offensive lineman, Landon Dickerson, second quarter, hurts his knee, and it was significant. I mean, they showed him.
It's the strength of the team.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I would put the Ravens in the top, 5 up there with them, but I think throughout the quarter, they proved it. Like, they're a very, very good offensive line.
Well, Landon played center, did really well blocking. He hurts his knee. He comes off. And you could tell they were trying to keep him off the field. And he's like, I'm fine. I'm going back in. And the man is like hobbling. He's not limping. He's hobbling to the line every time. And then finally, I guess it was just too much. And he had to play. And he came off. And you could see him like struggling to get to the sideline. But the fact that we had a third string, I guess technically would have been a second string center with very little experience, and Cam Jurgens knows how big the game is. It was to me, it was big leadership that the coaches, he said at the end of the game, the coaches made the call that he wasn't going to play. It was best for the team. When Landon went down, he immediately, because they kept him active for the game, just in case. And the moment Landon came off on the sideline, he was suited up, ready to go. And he came in with a back injury and finished the game. And he played hard for the rest of the game with a solid back injury. Now, whether it was the case of Perk Jurgens in the second half, I'm not sure. Because
the legend of If anybody's bored, go Google Perk Rogers.
Tordall.
Is that what it was? Whatever it was. That's
Perk Crotch.
Perk Rogers.
Jalen was on the perks last week.
Oh, 100% Jalen was on the perks at the end of the game, dude. His interview was...
in the game,
I used to put the snow on 100 on the game back when I was a kid.
And that was back then. And then it just stopped.
Where's Big Dom? Where's Big Dom in that situation?
He'd go to the locker room.
Jalen's doing interviews.
No more interviews.
He's on the sideline like...
Jalen...
Oh man!
Eagles to the Super Bowl.
Eagles to the Super Bowl. Let's talk the other half of this thing. We had the AFC Championship. Bills in Kansas City.
What a bummer.
It was a great game.
It was a good game. It was a heartbreaker the ending, just because I think most of America wanted to see Buffalo win that game.
There was a few blatant calls. I know, it's not probably going to affect the whole game. Like we've talked about, they had possession at the end, no matter what happened. There was a few blatant calls where I don't know if it was Cook, maybe Ty Johnson. He was running. I mean, his face got all the way hooked.
Yeah,
guys in the booth saw it, fans saw it, coaches saw it. Everyone saw it except the Zebras on the sideline. It's crazy to me. And then probably almost a few minutes right after that, Josh Allen's rolling out and he's pointing down there. He's like, dude, my guy's getting held. That's why I'm not throwing him. Okay, now I got to tuck it and go down. I'm just like, are you serious right now? Mahomes did that at all. That was... shit.
You knew the calls were going to be under a microscope this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Could you imagine if that was the Chiefs not getting a call?
Oh, yeah. It's when Jalen Carter punched the
Could
center.
you imagine if that was the Chiefs guy not getting... there wasn't a penalty called on that? You'd have broke some shit, wouldn't you?
Might have. But, I mean...
It wasn't the outcome. It didn't change the outcome of the game, but good God, man. They must...
Was that a penalty?
No,
there was nothing called on that.
Truthfully,
before that.
The guy actually swings and hits him in the face, and he says, well,
That was more about
it's football.
Was it 48-22?
To me, honestly, when it happened, I thought it should have been offsetting anyway. I think both of them should have been penalized. I think it hands to the face and unnecessary roughness. 100%. Yeah,
I know you do. I know you do.
He went hands to the face right before that, so he could have got penalized as well, like he just said.
That's
said
not
that
the one where he poked him in the eye, right?
No.
And it was 48-23 and the game was over. It didn't affect the game. You're right.
And like we said, there's going to be scrutiny on a lot of the calls, especially the bigger stage.
You just said that the calls that you were complaining about with the Chiefs, it didn't affect the outcome of the game, but you still want to point them out. So I just wanted to point it out. It didn't affect the outcome of the game. I just wanted to point it out.
Okay.
So
Jalen Carter is still Defensive Player of the Year. Doesn't matter if he punches a guy in the face.
Patrick Mahomes has still won 2 Super Bowls in a row going for 3, so it doesn't matter what the calls are on the field. Like, we can go back and forth.
In one of the Super Bowls.
Hold on. I don't think it's the snacks. I just hearing that makes my stomach hurt. I got to take a second.
I know. We're thinking 2 years ago.
Possible burrito. But no, and like I said, we knew that we were going to talk about some calls. At the end of the day, talking to Ronnie today, big Bills fan, I agreed with him that, you had the ball at the end. You had an opportunity. Were there things that I felt were bad calls? Yes. Whether or not they did affect the game, the outcome. To me, I understand where you come from on it didn't affect the outcome on these things. However, some things you don't know because you'll never know what the outcome. You pointed out the Xavier Worthy, the catch. Do I think it was a pick? No, it wasn't a pick. Do I think the ball moved when it hit the ground? I do. I think you see it pretty clearly on the video. The ball moves in his arm. It shifts just a tiny bit. That's all it takes. The ball can touch the ground. It's okay to touch the ground, but it cannot move in your possession when it touches the ground. The ball clearly shifts a bit in his arm. That's no good. I get what you were saying earlier, and go ahead because I forgot the exact.
Well, if it was an incomplete pass, it's still going to be 1st and 10 from the 24, I think it was. They ended up getting 15 yards out of that play. So you take them back 15 yards. They took up another couple of minutes after they were at the 9-yard line. So if they're back at the 25, and the way that the Chiefs were moving, the Chiefs were able to move the ball. Like, the Bills' defense was not looking good. So they take up even more time and score. The Bills don't have enough time to score and answer that touchdown. So they go back into the half down 10, and the Chiefs get the ball to start. So they're in a worse situation if that's called differently.
And so I'm gonna play devil's advocate for just a minute on that note, like on that side of things. I agree with that. However, to me, at the core of it, making the right call is important because
I agree with that.
Because and I know this comes off as coulda, shoulda, woulda. But say the next day, they say incomplete back on the 25. Kansas City's like, all right, we're going to run play action. And the running back runs into his hands and they fumble the ball.
Right.
And it gives an opportunity. You don't know what opportunities would or wouldn't be there. And that's my advocacy to make sure the game is called right because you don't know what could happen.
The game should be called right. I agree with that. But no game is ever called right. Not just the Chiefs game. Referees suck in every single game in the NFL. They're part-time employees. The NFL doesn't give a shit about it until they start paying them full time and not make them have to get second jobs. Maybe this is what we're going to get.
Yeah.
The refs suck in every single game.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad the MLB's not like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that, again, that was one of my big ones.
I mean, but that take away from the Bills because I thought, despite all the calls,
they stayed in it.
The Bills were in the game. They started off the game a little. Josh looked a little jumpy to start the game, but you kind of saw him settle in, and it ended up, for the most part, despite all the bad calls that we saw, it was still a close game. I thought the coaching staff for Buffalo let him down.
I agree with that. I think definitely
they let him down a bit.
Yeah. My whole thing was the game plan for Buffalo. I felt like they went in and they were trying to keep Josh from running the ball. And I'm like, dude, that's gotten you so far. So into the playoffs is watching him be like complete progressions. Nobody's there. Let me tuck this and do what I do. And I didn't see a lot of that in this game.
James Cook touched the ball 16. They got 16 carries. Way too small amount. He should get way more carries.
He was having a great game.
Oh yeah.
The Chiefs were stopping every single QB sneak from Josh.
Yep.
The 2-point conversions, the fourth, the third, the short down calls, the Bills off the coordinators and coaches needed to get off of that play, and they needed to get off it in a hurry.
Yeah,
it wasn't working. Stop running it.
And they were trying to do a tush push. They weren't pushing.
No, yeah, they were just sneaking. Yeah, they weren't doing any pushing, and even through all that, and again, matter of opinion. I think everyone is split on it. Truthfully, kind of just like the Xavier Worthy catch, I thought the video replay showed very clearly that the ball was over the line.
I think that one was.
We're talking about the 4th and 1.
I think that one.
22-21.
He should have gotten that. The thing that needs to be changed with the replay is we need to get rid of the call on the field. If we're going to replay, we should be going to get it right, not to see if the call. Like, we're going to replay because you can't see it.
Yeah.
So let's just forget about what the fuck was called on the field and look at the video and tell me, what do you see?
I think the bigger issue is when you got one referee coming down the line over here and one referee coming down the line over this way, and they've got to kind of make a median. I mean, we all know how big the NFL is, right? And this every time there's a bad spot, this comes up about putting some sort of chip in the ball, something.
And I'm sick of hearing that it can't be done because
it definitely can.
You ever watch a tennis match?
You ever watch soccer?
Yeah. They zoom in on the ball, like it can show you exactly where
in a split second. Yeah. In a split second, they call out, and the guy goes challenge immediately. There's an image of it shown on the screen.
So, absolutely. And I got no problem with the chain gang. Like it's an institution in the NFL. But I'm talking.
I'm so sick of these things.
But I'm sick of talking about it too. Just make it happen.
No, like these institutions of you can't get rid of the chain gang.
I mean, no.
Why? Because it was what are you talking about? You can't get rid of you can't get rid of flint and steel. What the fuck are we talking about here?
I like that.
We moved on. It's time. It's like. When it's ready to go, it's like, what happened to that pet bird? Oh, it flew away. Or what happened to the old cat? We went to live on a farm.
Yeah.
It's just going to put it to bed, let it go, and let's just use, as soon as that ball, how they got the yellow line that comes across the signature, as soon as you pass it, turns green.
Yeah.
As soon as it passes, turns green. Yeah. Everybody knows. We got it.
Well, and one thing, and again, this is probably a very little thing, but one thing I noticed, and I've seen other teams, and I think I've seen the Eagles do it too. So I'm not playing that it's just everyone else. Right. But when a ref comes in, and I noticed this on that play, there was a ref who was on the other side of the first. And he had a pretty good field of view.
At the top of the field when he was running down.
I saw it too. A player bumped him off the line. He looked down to kind of catch his footing again. And when he looked up to continue going, he was another foot or so back the other way.
The whole system of how they do it is
get close. Get it close is all they're like.
It's of a whole nother era. It's so stupid. Like, we are in 2025.
We live in a digital
We should not have to have a guy have to look down a line and run, avoid people, and I think you do right here. Well, when every inch matters,
it's still
it
playing.
Shouldn't come down.
They're playing it as an analog game in a digital time. There's no need for that to be. Let's be precise about this because we have the technology to do it. Out of all the plays and all the calls and the penalties that I wanted to bitch and gripe about, though, I will say the 4th down, that is the only one that I will say I think definitely changes the turnout.
I agree.
That's the only one.
I agree. That's the one.
But I do think if they get that call right, the Mo starts to shift big time at that point, at that pinnacle moment in the game. And Buffalo does really, really good when they were
winning. Dude, they were going to go up by 9.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, and this is a personal thing, and it's again a shoulda, coulda, woulda. I think if Buffalo gets the call on 1st down and they get another set of downs and they're ready to go, I personally think that they do score. They go up 9, and I think this game is probably in their pocket at the
possibly.
I thought the spot on third down was crappy too.
It was. I get here's the thing, and I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of it too. A lot of times you got to rewind your TV and go back and hit, just because a lot of times when a guy dives, it's such a bang bang thing. It looks like
he
over.
did, and every single time they showed I'm like, oh no, he wasn't at all.
Shit. That one I will say it was very close though, and his knee. It's questionable. He could have. It very well could have. But no matter what,
did they?
It's still
that?
No.
I think the fourth down.
Yeah.
And I still say the fourth down call. They need to hand the ball to Cooks.
I think
you've been stopped so many times.
Yeah.
This is too big of a play. Don't do that fucking play again. Don't do it.
It's not working.
And Cook showed that his speed. Like he had a couple plays where when he got to the outside, even guys who had him doubled, and guys were running with him, and they still couldn't keep up with him to get the edge. He's a guaranteed at least 2 or 3 yard play if you get him to the edge.
Yep. Similar to Baltimore, not giving it to Henry.
I know.
They just didn't give him the ball. Same shit.
It wasn't a catch.
No, absolutely not.
But so, here we go. Kansas City's in. Let's talk about Buffalo. Let's talk about them moving forward.
They're fine.
I think that this is the year, no matter what happens in the offseason, after the way last offseason went and everyone wrote them off, I don't think you write Buffalo off until the season's over.
And they traded draft picks with Kansas City and Kansas City took Xavier Worthy when they needed a quarterback, and Coleman got like a catch, and Worthy cooked y'all.
Just remember the year they drafted Mahomes. Who gave them that pick?
Yeah, and I honestly, I've heard that so much in the last week, and I get tired of hearing it.
Not saying Buffalo would have gotten Patty.
Even if they did, there's no get. Patrick Mahomes could literally be in the exact same shoes that Josh Allen is in right now.
It's a lot of the coaching. He stepped into a really good situation.
Wish he had. Patrick Mahomes. You never know. Maybe, and I mean this with all the love in the world. Maybe it's not a Josh Allen thing. Maybe it is a Bills thing. Maybe if they draft Patrick Mahomes, maybe he's the bridesmaid and not the bride all the time. Like I get it. I will say a lot of props to Sean McDermott. Coming out and interviewing right after, minutes after going into the locker room. You could tell the man, you could tell he literally had just wiped tears out of his face when he walked out there. And I'm like, he's a passionate coach. I think he is one of the best coaches that Buffalo has ever had.
Not on game day.
It just sucks. They've
all made mistakes. They've all made mistakes. Look at Dan Campbell last year. He made mistakes in the big one that cost him the big one. It happens.
Kansas.
Well, no, last year when they kept going for it on fourth instead of taking points, and the points off the field goals would have won them the game. They would have been in the Super Bowl, and it's just how it goes.
True.
I think they have a lot of talent moving forward. I do think Keon did not play to the level that they wanted him to, but at the same time, not a ton of opportunities. And his seasonal stats, even through the playoffs, he was clutch when he needed to be. He was.
What's more clutch than the AFC Championship game? That's pretty clutch.
They made it there.
Chiefs got a lot of.
They made it there with his help. So, that's like the mentality of NFL fans. A lot of fans that if you don't go to the Super Bowl, you had a shitty season. And it's like a lot of fans are in that mindset of they expect so much from their team year in and year out.
Talk. That's loser talk. You talk like somebody who's team's in the Super Bowl.
Had we lost to Washington, I would have been totally fine.
You're lying.
I would be happier with losing to Washington in the NFC Championship than if we go to the Super Bowl and lose to Kansas City.
I knew
Kansas City, dude.
The game they beat us.
Sometimes it's the right one
in the first quarter. We would have hung 50 on them then.
Well, you better get out to Kansas. You got a lot of work to do.
Well, and they do. I will say, I looked up today. They have not made an announcement on Landon Dickerson. I think Cam Jurgens is good. Landon Dickerson, they're doing testing this week to see the how bad his knee is.
About Mr. Brandon Graham.
Dude, stop. That's not what moves you.
I was just bringing him up.
Brandon Graham ain't played all season.
Oh, you're bringing him back for one game?
He has played.
Is he still under
That
contract?
was an exaggeration.
I didn't know it's gonna be.
Yeah, he was on IR like week 2. Torn
Still
tricep.
be it.
Could he play?
Oh, they've announced that he's coming off IR and they're going to try to get him back for the Super Bowl.
Not a guarantee.
No, but that's still.
I just heard word about it.
That might.
I looked it up after you sent it to me. There's a lot of.
That might be more of a ceremonial thing. He might. I don't think he'll
Play a few snaps, maybe.
But this is his last year. He's going to retire.
Yeah, and
he
that's
wants
the
to
thing.
play in the
If
game.
nothing else, he's such a veteran. If nothing else, he's fresh legs on plays that you just need a guy to come in that knows what he's doing to stop a play.
10 snaps a game.
I would have that arm.
And
I would have that arm with the tricep.
Oh,
on my back.
he'll be braced up.
Listen,
He'll be braced up like you've never
when the
seen.
Ravens won the Super Bowl and Ray Lewis had torn tricep.
yeah, he did.
He hung his arm from the hotel sprinkler and slept like this all night. He'll tell you all about it.
I heard
And
about
Ray Lewis killed it
He's a
too.
beast.
Yeah, and
He had that cast on the whole game.
But yeah, so it is what it is. I feel bad for Buffalo. Honestly, me and Rachel, we have dreamed of a
tough.
Buffalo Philadelphia Super Bowl
Thought it was gonna be,
since we got married 12 years ago, and I mean this was the closest I ever thought. I thought this was the one. I really did. They had,
2022 could happen too.
it just goes. Patrick Mahomes, just ruiner of hopes and dreams.
Ruiner.
I mean, seriously.
At least you guys didn't have to
you
play him
tell
this
me
year.
we were in the same boat as you last year. Like it just you're like, this is the year, and just know they're I said it last year. I believe it. They're just Thanos. They're inevitable. They will just happen. I hate it.
I love that you say that, because I saw the greatest reference today with Philadelphia, and it was a video showing us losing 2 years ago to them, and then both teams going through their championship game and going to it. And at the end of it, the dude was like, just remember, the Avengers had to fight Thanos twice to defeat him.
Yeah, but that was 5 years after, not 2.
This fucking besmirching motherfucker.
But I mean, I think a majority of America is behind Philadelphia for various reasons. Like, I mean, seriously, I should call a lawyer. Like, if you've been hurt by Patrick Mahomes, call 1-800. Refs suck, and we will. You deserve compensation. Like, there's a majority of NFL fan bases, especially in the AFC, that have just gotten their hopes and dreams dashed by Mahomes and Kelsey and Taylor Swift, and it's not.
I get it for like Ravens fans, Bills fans,
and then he's a
Eagles
Cowboys fan. Of course, you will never root for the Eagles under any circumstances, and I get it.
Like, if you're not a Ravens fan, if you're not a Bills fan, if you're not an Eagles fan, like, why wouldn't you? Like, it's history. It is a team about to try to go for 3 Super Bowls in a row. Like, in all honesty, if you're a fan of the sport, I get it. Y'all aren't going to agree because you guys have a right to not agree with that at this moment. But I mean, if you're not a fan of any of that and you're just a fan of football, like
I'm a fan of football, but I'm also a hater.
And also another reason why I'm rooting.
Hater.
Another reason why I'm going to be rooting for Kansas City for the 3rd straight Super Bowl is it's so funny that if Brent didn't move to Delaware, God, this could be him.
In an alternate universe, Kansas City Chiefs Brent is through the fucking roof. He is through the roof. And I'm talking dynasty. Like, I feel anointed walking in here.
All because Casey had to get a fucking job.
Thank you.
And this is coupled with their complete suckage leading into that. They were terrible. I suffered through fucking Elvis Gerback and our quarterback, like Trent Green. Like, I mean, I was in it. I was in the shit, and I stayed with it. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done being in the shit.
Guys had
and then the shit turns to gold, and I'm like, can I get back in? And they're like, no, you're covered in shit. I'm like, no.
You had Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. We had those years of excellent offense. No,
I always had a good running back.
Yeah.
Dante Hall. Remember Dante Hall? Ex-weapon. Back there.
Yeah, but
like,
you
I'm
had
saying,
Trent Green, man.
Yeah, Trent Green. Trent Green. You say that like it's a good thing.
No, I said no, but you had Trent Green.
You say
man.
that was a good thing.
No, I didn't say it like you said. We had good offenses, man. We had good, and I said, but you had Trent Green. That is not saying it's a good thing, dude. Comprehension, man. Comprehension.
Whatever. No, y'all got to bring it up.
I do have to say the worst thing I've seen so far, because obviously the memes run rampant after big games. Have you guys seen the video with Tom Brady a couple years ago where the little boy asks him, he's doing an interview, and the little boy asks him who his hero is?
Yeah, and he's like, the one where he cries,
and he starts crying. Well, the video I saw was the clip from that. It was the end clip, and the caption was, "Josh Allen, who is Patrick Mahomes to you?" And and it's Tom Brady. He's like, "My dad." And I was like, "Oh, that's terrible."
I did see something funny though. The scene out of Talladega Nights where they're sitting in the restaurant and he's like, what if just one time you let me win? He's like, but how?
I literally watched it this past weekend.
I would geek. They had the heads. They had the heads pasted.
I'm being crazy.
And then he's like, not like you're getting 18th. Still get silver. It's like,
nothing wrong with silver.
And he's like,
I don't want to win.
I'm just gonna bury it deep. It's like, bury it deep and don't bring it up
Never bring it up again. Oh man. Well,
sorry, Ron. Sorry. That was just funny. I wanted the Bills to win. I promise.
Before we go into what moves you,
Bills to win.
I want to talk about one thing because I know it was running big in our group for the last couple of weeks. Anybody got any fun parlays that they might look at for the Super Bowl?
I haven't bet in any weeks. Probably
did you
won't
see
be betting
Saquon's anytime touchdown? It was only like 195. It was minus 300 last week.
Yeah. Just shoot.
Give him one and 100. It was like plus 100.
So I've got
easy.
It's on his birthday too. I mean, F6 SB Saquon Barkley Super Bowl. Same initials too.
I've got two easy SGPs that were made. Fanatics, they were pre-made Fanatics bets that I was, depending on who you root for, who you want to bet on. The first is Patrick Mahomes. So it's going to be
a good QB battle. I mean, they're going to rock.
What did you say Saquon was?
It was minus 195 when I looked. For anytime touchdown.
It was, where's it at? Dude, they took it off.
And 100 yards was
Patrick Mahomes,
200.
50 rushing yards. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns. That was one that they had done. The other, they're pretty wilding out there on some of these pre-mades.
I don't like that.
The other one, Philadelphia, Saquon Barkley, 155 yards.
Rushing?
Total?
Yep. Or rushing.
And Saquon to score 2 touchdowns. Now, if he gets 150, but if he gets 155, he's probably getting 2 touchdowns. Like, you figure one of those is probably a big broken play. They were interesting. They were worth $1.
I would go low.
I put them all 4 together just to see. You never know. Maybe the shootout happens, but
I think Andy's going to be.
I think it's going to be. If Philly wants to win, this is my God honest opinion. Steve Spagnuolo for Kansas City defensive coordinator is a good coordinator.
Yeah.
He is going to try his damnedest to limit Saquon, and I think they might put extra guys in the box. They might crowd the box. I'm telling you, if Hurts. And I trust the offensive line to block. Give me a Devonta Smith prop. Give me a Dallas Goedert
or AJ
prop.
Brown. AJ Brown went off against him
Kansas City's got a good corner. They've got a couple good corners.
Yeah, sure.
But their top guy's going to be locked in on AJ Brown. So then those 2 and 3 guys, your Devonta Smiths, your Dallas Goederts, those are the guys that if they're going to win, those are the guys who got to eat.
Yep.
So give me a Dallas Goedert touchdown.
Dallas Goedert
I would
touchdown.
love a Dallas Goedert touchdown.
You need to stick with that RPO offense because I think that's how fooled a lot of
I'm going to tell you right
Washington scheme.
I'm going to tell you now because I think that I agree with you. I think that they really try to limit Saquon.
Mystic Don.
So I will say somebody who has been a quiet player who has not had a lot talked about him through the playoffs so far for Philadelphia. And let me find him right here. I am looking at
Kenneth Gainwell.
He got hurt.
Hold on.
Game.
I think he'll be back. Or is he?
Okay. He got hurt pretty bad last game.
Really? I thought I just read this morning that he was
healthy.
I thought I did. 2 weeks out from the damn. Yeah, so I guess as of now they haven't released him back out. I was really looking for Kenneth on anytime.
Kenneth Gainwell anytime?
Yeah, and Kenneth on anytime.
He doesn't get red zone touches, does he?
No, but he's had some good breakaway, and he's gotten red zone touches. He doesn't get goal line touches, and he's had some really good runs these last few games. We're talking. I don't know the stat, but I'd like to know what his yards per carry have been through the playoffs.
It's just a chess game with Andy Reid. I mean, that's how it was the first time.
So So here's my thing: is anyone a fan of Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl?
Taylor Swift.
I'm a fan of a Travis Kelce touchdown.
Yes.
You a fan of an early Travis Kelce touchdown?
Like a first quarter?
No.
I like either just all game, like 60 yards and a touchdown.
Like a first touchdown score?
So I'm
50,
talking
60 yards and a touch.
No.
First quarter. Any time, obviously, and first quarter.
He's getting 50 yards and a touch.
So and 80 receiving yards, going off at plus 13 for the 3-leg parlay.
I don't like going high. I mean, if I had to throw a fiver on it,
it would basically set on that first quarter touchdown.
I would go Xavier Worthy before him.
Xavier's got
first touchdown bets are so hard.
I'm not doing first touchdown.
No, Xavier's got anytime touchdown and 80 receiving yards for Xavier Worthy, plus 590.
I like Jalen Hurts push touchdown.
I like that one more.
It's like 125.
Except I would change the parlay and do like 50 yards or something.
Yeah, like I said, these are the early pre-mades that Fanatics has got out for everybody. But yeah, well, I mean,
it's all right.
I got the wild $1 bet on there just because.
Got a few weeks to think.
We'll dig into the Super Bowl next week.
Yeah,
more preview.
Yeah, when we have a little more idea.
Maybe we put together the official SportsBites parlay.
I'm liking it.
I'll ride.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. Go 5 or 10 on it.
Well, got a little bit of time left. Let's move on to what moved you this week.
Okay. What moved me this week? We had the big championship game in the NFC between the Eagles and the Commanders. And what moved me was Dan Snyder reportedly being quote unquote fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
About the Commanders' success.
You didn't want to share a stock. Or you didn't want to release a stock.
That to me, as an official hater, that's game recognizing game.
Yeah.
But it does bring a bit of joy to me to know that somewhere, because he doesn't even live in the United States anymore. I think he's in England or somewhere. But somewhere in some English castle, wherever Dan, because he just sold the team for $6 billion.
Yeah.
He's got everything he could want in the world, but he's just sitting there stewing
salty
about
shit.
the team being so successful and being so transparent that you were the problem.
Yep.
That we're just bringing this team down in the exact season that you leave. They almost make it to the goddamn Super Bowl. So it's like.
The only thing
and that's what's hurting it's his ego, it's his pride, because he knows deep down, I was a terrible owner.
The only thing that upsets me about that is that Jerry Jones will never have that feeling because he's going to have to die.
He'll die right in the chest.
No, I like it. That's very moving.
That's what moved me this week. Just having him feel like crap.
I like it.
That was awesome.
I like it. Robert, what do you got?
I had like 3.
Damn.
I'll cut one out, and the other 2 are related to the same thing.
I feel like we should give him all 3 because most weeks we're like, what moved you? Robert's like, not a damn thing.
I wanted to congratulate my best friend, Adam Jones, on new job as advisor to the GM for the Orioles, and is team ambassador, I think now.
Nice.
What the fuck?
What?
He's your best friend?
Well, I
They
mean,
talk all the time.
when you run into somebody and you say, I'm sorry, and they say, no, you're good.
Did we just come back?
I mean, what else? How would you describe that relationship?
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
So, yeah, my best friend.
All right.
What if he was?
And you need to call your best friend and see if we can get some good tickets next week.
My hopeful future best friend is one of 3 cover athletes for MLB The Show, Gunnar Henderson.
Okay.
Gunnar Henderson, Ellie De La Cruz, and Paul Skeens, all 3 on the cover.
Nice.
Well deserving.
So,
very cool.
But
if you're not first, you're last.
But you just have to meet somebody. I mean, we had fucking drinks with a guy, and he's not your best friend.
well, that's what I hope future, I will run into Gunnar some way.
Right.
With drinks as well.
If I have to stalk him to make that happen,
That won't
I'll
be
do it.
weird. Gunnar Henderson, the hotel, like, hey, Gunnar, what's up, bestie? You're like, the hell are you? All right. Well, what you got? Go ahead and roll out 3, man. Those are quick.
the third one, I went to the Guns N' Hoses hockey game on Saturday, and
Who forgot about that?
it's kind of bullshit.
Oh, yeah?
The cops need to start recruiting because the fire department have
Travis Armstrong.
who played for the Rail Yard Dogs and just
enforcer.
stopped and was like, hey, I'm going to become a firefighter and y'all play with y'all.
Well, so he was an enforcer for the Dogs. Then he became a coach when they won the President's Cup.
You're
and now he's
literally
firefighter.
watching a bunch of guys who aren't like they played they played hockey as kids. They're whatever. They're not great skaters, they're much better than me. But you can tell they struggle with a lot of stuff. And then you've got this guy just flying by
I had some friends that went there and was like Armstrong was in the first
what
fight.
the
I was
fuck
like,
is
yes,
this?
still
This
got
is
it.
bull. This isn't even fun.
Did the hoses win?
No. Oh, the hoses, yeah. The hoses won 1-0. He scored the 1 goal.
Travis did.
He you could tell he scored, and then the rest of the game, it was like he wasn't trying to take over the game.
Yeah.
He would skate real fast behind the net, and then he would pass it off to somebody, and y'all try to score. But it still wasn't fair.
He could have scored more.
Yeah.
He could have done whatever he wanted to out there.
Oh man. Well, Donnie, what do you got?
Well, obviously, Philly getting in the ball is good. I leave what moves me to just baseball season coming around for us as far as coaching and everything. Carson, my nephew, his son, is just growing more and more every day. He's becoming a freak of an athlete for his age. He's only 6 years old. I'm so excited to keep coaching him. See what this season has in store. I'd have a good feeling, and being able to coach on a higher level too. I'll be able to coach an intermediate league this year, and I've been working with a few of the guys that I kind of put under my wing last year, so that's fun. And just being able to having that opportunity, it's a good feeling.
Hell yeah, most definitely. Well, mine is quick because we kind of touched on it earlier. Brandon Graham, one of my favorite Eagles of all time. Hurt early in the season on IR, looking really, really bad. I will say he did tweet within 2 days after the injury happened. He did make a tweet that said, "I will be back," and it was announced right at about the time. It was right at about the time the Super Bowl ended. I think it was the next day. There was an announcement that the Eagles were dabbling with the idea of taking him off of IR. He was eligible to be activated for the Super Bowl, and I kind of did a little more reading into it. Donnie had sent me a thing about it, and it does look like they are going to at least entertain the idea of Brandon Graham coming back for the Super Bowl. I know you talked about it earlier. Probably his last game of his career if he does. It'd be interesting to see, even if it's just fresh legs on some plays that we need. I would love to see him come back in for a Super Bowl before before the possibility of the end of his career.
Just
so
dress out,
Yeah, I mean, it'll be awesome to see, just to see him out there and the momentum he gives the team. Like he's a team leader. And to see what he brings, that kind of So I'm really hoping for that. Josh, I see you over here.
Since week 12 too. Towards Trust week 12, he's already eligible to play.
We appreciate it, Josh, man. We're hoping for it. Well, guys, let's run through these snacks. Get some reviews going on.
We'll just do it in the order that we did them.
Yeah.
You want any more of these?
Josh?
Doritos Golden Sriracha.
I like 5.
They're all right. Yeah, I had a little kick.
I like 6, 7. Not bad. We're trying for sure.
6.7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not bad. Not 100% my thing. Definitely taste the sriracha. Not as strong as you'd think it would be. They say tangy sweet, not quite as sweet as not a lot of sweet in it, but again, not super spicy either. So I'm digging those.
I'm at like a 7.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. They're very
7.3.
snackable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked them.
Yeah,
Doritos coming up with a clutch.
Yeah, right, the flavor, man.
Robert, what'd you say?
The Doritos?
Mm-hmm.
5.
7.2. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been munching on these podcasts. I've upgraded my score.
Okay.
But leave me with it for a little bit.
Okay.
I was at a 5 initially.
Yeah. That's better than I was.
Fat ass curve.
Right.
I'm munching on these all day.
Yeah,
they're so much better than I thought.
Yeah.
I get the garlic the most, and I
Really?
do enjoy it. And I think
You found garlic?
I'll say I didn't get any garlic.
I had to eat a bunch of them, but
There must have been one clove he found. That popped in his
but they definitely need some flavor. But I thought the chip was good.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm not rating this on like it's for like chip.
what I said,
You're
thick
getting
Parmesan
deducted
garlic,
because
yeah.
it doesn't taste like the fucking flavor on the
Just one
chip.
garlic
Like
chip.
it's like
All the garlic on one.
3-1.
That's where I'm at. I'm at about a 4. As far as the chip itself is what gets it to a 4. The lack of what flavor they advertise it to be keeps them
Wavy
from
Lays.
getting anything over that. What do you got on it?
Yeah, solid 5, right in the middle.
5 on it. 5 in the middle.
I mean,
Just a
first
wavy
store,
Lays. Just a wavy Lays. Original. That's about what it tastes
but yeah, for like a store brand chip, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
I can't.
The Pringles.
I'm not even eating it.
Hot ones.
You're eating that. You're eating that, Don.
It's like him with the Twizzler. I'm not eating it.
But he's had Twizzlers. You've never eaten
I've had
that.
Verde salsa.
But not.
Shit.
Oh, he didn't eat the chip?
No.
No, it's sitting right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat Twizzlers. I eat Pringles. You eat Pringles, right?
Yeah, dude, I just can't do the spice.
You want one more to remind
I
you?
do the spice.
You want one more to remind you?
No, because I was pretty dead set on them.
I've seen my dad dabble that spit on stuff. And, good, man.
They're very hot.
You can get the
They're super hot.
spice.
They're super fucking hot.
But they're good. Yeah, they're good. I'm gonna give them an 8. I'm gonna give them an 8 just because I think it tastes like the salsa.
Staple.
If you're expecting hot from Hot Ones, you definitely get it.
Yeah.
You know, just unlike these chips, they did not.
Yeah, you don't get anything that it says on the bag except potato chip.
They don't under deliver. They deliver with the spice.
Yeah. I'm at a 7 on those. They would be like an 8, 8.5, but I know how bad I'm gonna have heartburn after I eat those. Like I've already had heartburn this whole episode, and I know it came from those.
I had like a little queso to dip them in. You know, just to kind of mute it a little bit, but they do. When it says Hot Ones, it does deliver.
They are hot.
Yeah, I was at 7.7.
7.7? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's
what
pretty
about
good.
you, Donnie? Did he take a bite?
Yep. 3? Let's hit these Twizzlers,
It's
bro.
hot.
All right, Donnie, watch you down with one of these
I don't do
Twizzlers,
the hot,
bro.
man.
You want
Don't do all
Twizzler?
hot.
Oh yeah, I'll do one more Twizzler.
Oh yeah,
do the
'cause I
cherry.
was gonna finish the bag.
I'm not a hot sauce person.
Here, give him one of these. Now pair it with that lemon. Then pair it with the lemon.
I don't know. The first bite of these tastes like Play-Doh to me.
It ain't a Play-Doh.
Smell it. Smells like Play-Doh.
These are good. Mm-hmm. They're like 8.5 for me. 8.5. I like the texture, and I like the 2 different flavors.
I think I'm tied with you on that one. I think I go 8.5. Most Twizzlers are much lower than that for me. This is the first time I've had these. They're better for me than most Twizzlers are.
0.
Robert with a big goose egg. He said no,
All
sir.
Twizzlers.
Not happening.
Yeah.
6 though.
It does not have a waxy flavor like a normal shit.
No. I gotta agree with Brett. I don't think it has. If it does, it's nothing close to the normal waxy flavor.
It's a little bit better than normal.
Yep.
You all right, buddy?
Still pretty hot.
Yeah. Anyone have
so
braces
hard.
in here? Anyone have braces?
I never had braces.
I did.
Randy did.
You know the wax that you used to
Oh,
have?
yeah.
That's what Twizzlers.
Is that what you get out of it? Yeah. I can see that. All right. Well,
Pretty good.
yeah. Some good snacks tonight. Good snacks. Good job there, Brent.
Thank
Not
you.
have eaten that
I
shit.
tried.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
And just speaking of spicy, I've got my ear on the tracks for the chili cook-off. When they announce it, we're doing it. Thinking about maybe doing a little something special. Come out and say, "Hey,
yeah."
But if they do it again, we'll definitely be there.
Oh, yeah,
we had a ball last time.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. Realistically, because of the chili cook-off, when you think about it, is why we're here right now in the studio.
True story.
With no chili cook-off, Jim doesn't meet you, doesn't get your stuff.
Oh, you met Jim that day?
Yep, Jim, and we don't get the idea and opportunity to come in here and have
Jimmy.
Shout out Varsity Park.
Yeah, for real.
When I hear about the chili cook-off, SportsBites will be out there slinging some award-winning chili.
Yes.
Last year we got second place.
That's still an award.
That's still an award, but I want to get first place.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some tweaks. We're gonna go.
I'm gonna tell you this year,
free bowl of chili or something.
This year, I'm gonna tell you right now, our tent ain't gonna be like it ain't gonna look like it did, like it came from our basement. The tent will be done up.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Done up.
Let's do it. But that's in the works.
Yep.
So
I like it.
Stay locked in.
Another thing.
Stay locked in there.
Check out the chili cook-off.
Well,
Roanoke.
Good snacks, good topics tonight. Big game coming up. Good games this weekend. I'm happy about it.
Mouth's on fire.
I bet you are.
He said mouth's on fire.
I didn't even eat half of it. That's why I didn't eat it.
Done
My mouth just doesn't do good.
It is about that time for us. So I do want to thank everybody out there, and we do have a little special surprise coming for the end of this episode. But I want to thank everybody out there that's tuned in. All of y'all in here commenting. We had a lot of people in tonight, a lot of engagement. We had a lot of fun with this thing
What's
tonight.
a surprise?
Well, I'll tell you in just a second. I do want to throw the shout out and the thanks to Josh Richards behind the scenes, keeping us going tonight, rocking and rolling through everything. Even through the last minute turmoil before we went on, he still keeps level head and keeps us rocking and rolling. We want to thank you, all you fans out there who are a part of this, who've been in here talking to us. Don't forget, keep hitting that like button, keep sharing this, get your people on board, punch that ticket on the SportsBites train, and keep this thing rolling. I want to thank you to y'all three. This was fun. Everybody in the studio.
Hell yeah.
Always
had a great time. A lot of good topics. Bringing the energy. And I want to thank Varsity Park Studios for having us out here yet again. Another week in the book.
Man.
And with that, I do want to tell everybody that we are SportsBites, your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. And everybody stay tuned at the end. We've got a special sign-off song from Go Go Gadget. Their remix of No One Likes Us Fly, Eagles Fly. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. We can't wait to see you guys next time. We love you. Have a great night.
Wrong birds, go Ravens.